Welcome back, folks. This is the second video with regard to the Solomons. I'm in August 26, 1942 right now. Just a little bit of a recap. I've captured Guadalcanal. I've set up for an invasion of Russell Island. My sub here has made sure that the Japanese unit hasn't got any supply. When I take a look at the reports here and look at sunk ships here, I've sunk the light carrier, but they've gotten one of my battleships. I've kept my carrier units safe. I didn't want them to be in danger, at least not yet. And it turns out that I've just got the CV Hornet. So I've got another carrier here, and I'm going to deploy it. And I'm going to take my carrier units now, and I'm going to, since I'm low on supply, move back. Let them get supply. This is damaged. I'm going to move him back here too. I'm moving my fleet back. This is a single raindrop, so it's not heavy rain, it's just rain. So I'm going to take my bombers here and hopefully be able to do a little bit of damage. Looks like it's taken a hit and a great strike. It looks like I hit one of their primary carriers there and sunk it, which is great. And I'm going to do it again. And no luck with that one. And I'm going to bring, this time, this guy up. And I'm going to take this person here and put him on a ship. And the idea here is going to be invade while this is low. You can see the 0 here. Move him over. And attack. Excellent. Russell Island has been cleared. This gives me an opportunity to move my sub to Tulagi. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to port here. This is a port 2, port 4, and port 4. So I'll keep my subs back there. And eventually what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to start moving my invasion force off because I want to move them up the island chain here. Remember, the goal was to create a defensive line, which I have done. So here's my defensive line here. Now I'm going to start pushing up towards the island chain nice and slowly. Take a look at that naval airstrike. Wow, that was a lucky naval airstrike there. Kind of recapping there. Go to reports to sunk ships. This has turned out really, really well. Sinking a first line carrier and a light carrier for the Japanese when they only came down with 3 carriers, and now we with 4 will be able to move forward there. And that gives me a chance to attack, but I couldn't do anything. This has no supplies. I'm gonna run home with that. Again, I want to try to keep one operational point away so that this way I can move in and attack or defend this portion of the island. I'm curious to see when I get more battleships. Okay, so September 14th I'm going to be getting a battleship and another cruiser and a destroyer, much needed to make up for some of the losses and a bunch of other carrier units. When those come in, I'll be able to rule the sea, I guess. I can't do any advancements, so I'm stuck with what I got. My aircraft's there. I'm moving here, and I'll have to hold off moving my Marines off the island here, and this will be an opportunity also to be able to capture a couple ports that are opened as I move up. I will not attack during the rain. I don't know if I want to join this guy right now. Let it repair first. And I'm getting my aircraft. How come I don't see my aircraft here? Oh. Ground attack, naval. And I'm going to purchase. There we go. I missed it, that's why. Both of them are there, so November and December I'm going to get more air to be able to support me and the battle here. And make sure this is on naval mode. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. So now it's a matter of moving these units into other ports as I spread out the invasion, and supporting this with infantry from the army as a backup. The AI hasn't given me any issues at this point in time. They haven't done anything aggressively moving forward. I thought maybe that they would try to push through, but the weather's been bad here, so a bad idea. If they were to try, they would lose more men. This is interesting. This person is in basically the jungle, so they must be losing a lot of effectiveness. From this span here, it's supporting Navy. I can do a naval attack here or move my aircraft. I'm going to do a naval strike here on the coastal patrol groups, and no luck. I'm going to keep its effectiveness up by providing, especially that bomber unit, by providing a truck. Okay, and I'm finished this turn. Not much happening this turn. You can see the aircraft carriers trying to cause a little bit of trouble on the edge of double rain. Having 5 CV units gives me a little bit of an advantage right now. This may be an opportunity to try pursuit combat, support my little patrol groups. So that was pursuit combat with my 4 carriers. Definitely done some damage here. Wow, instead it was them attacking me. I sank 2 of their battleships. Have I got any damage? Let's find out. It looks like one of my cruisers was damaged. And it looks like my patrol group did a little bit of damage also. Looks like they went after the carrier and it took 2 hits. Wow, didn't sink it, but it took 2 hits. Gonna get my aircraft into the mix now. And looks like I can't reach it. It is not allowing me to attack yet. Is it within range? It is within range. Am I in? Oh, I'm in double rain. This weather. This one is not. No, so airstrike is permissible. No luck on this one. So I'm going to bring my sub back here to put a stranglehold on this island here. I'm in raider mode, I am, so I'm going to be beside, I don't know, right there. That should reduce it. I'm going to put this on a transport here. This unit may interdict here. I'm going to wait a turn. I'm going to move them back for repairs. He needs a rest. He did very well. That allows me to move this naval unit here. I'll hold off there for Russell Island. I have the opportunity of moving my aircraft down this way to support my... And this should allow me to also now perform an airstrike. Done. No luck. Might have been better to give it a little bit of a boost beforehand, but that's okay. So far, a good battle. Turns out that sunk 2 more battleships and did some damage to the carriers. So I would say that the Americans are doing very well at this point in time. Again, I'm using my air and my naval vessels. It seems like the only thing that's hindered me at this point in time is the weather. I'm not going to take a chance of moving a unit here and capture that airfield until the carrier disappears, so let's let them go here. Are my other PT boats available? They are now, which is awesome. Repaired, and I'm gonna just see whether or not anybody's gonna try to sneak down again in between the islands. So I keep this in fleet mode so that it can do an interdiction if necessary, and let's move forward. Looks like another fleet is coming in. It looks like I've got some supply interdiction. I'm just going to zoom in here. The ship is preventing some supplies going into this port and that port. Okay. The question becomes, what is the ship? This is low on supply, so I'm going to head out and resupply. It looks like I have a battleship a cruiser and a destroyer ready to deploy. So that's awesome. I'm going to get another surface attack fleet that I love doing. I'm going to end up building my last plane. Now I'm going to get some oilers, some more supply trucks, and of course a couple landing ships. And now I'm going to try to increase and do some repair. Supply trucks duty for now, and now it's going to be time to start dealing with the other naval factor here. I click on it and it looks like 1 CV and 0 battleships. Is this the same carrier group that came down that was injured? If it was, that's a silly move on their part. I may have to bring the sub over. Okay, so let's find out from the combat report here. I did a surface combat. Okay, so this information must be, there must be a sense, Zuho. Let me go back to ships that are sunk. I got the Reiju. And sorry for the pronunciation error. So if I move down, this thing's going to do a pursuit combat against 4 carriers. I don't know if that's a good move from the AI point of view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my air units in here first. Soften the blow. I don't know if I want to bring my sub in because I definitely don't want to lose my sub. So let's look at the reports. Looks like I sunk a cruiser. And that's it. And now I'm going to bring my carrier down. Remember, the distance is 3 for me to be able to do a strike. I'll be at the edge of water, so I'm actually going to go here. And that basically wiped out the rest of the fleets. So they attacked me, which was a mistake, and basically sunk their own ships against 4 carriers. So at this point in time, I sort of have control almost about everything here. I'm going to take this individual unit and I'm going to invade. And now I've captured another air unit or another airport. And I don't know whether or not this thing needs to be here or here. I don't see this going down. I'm going to leave them there for now. So I can now take my other task force here. This is going to be a strike force, so I'm going to keep it in fleet mode. And I'm going to place them right here as support. I don't seem to see, I see air there. So what I'm going to be doing next, it looks like, is I'm moving up. I'm not concerned here any longer. I'm almost at full strength there, which is good. I can join these units and become even a stronger unit. That means they'll move forward, but to no avail. They're not doing anything right now, so I'm going to leave them there. Not too concerned about Buna or Lee. I am within striking distance of the ships here, and I'm going to continue hammering them as much as I can. I still have not seen any sort of resistance from their air. Looks like I wiped out their torpedo boat. There's another torpedo boat up there. Move him off and rail, and I'll move this unit here. It's at almost full strength now. Take a look here. I've got 118. I got this 53 again, so I'll buy another. A couple supply trucks. So America's no longer going to buy supply trucks. I might buy more Marines or some infantry unit. I think I have enough aircraft. I think about 3, which I'm happy with. 1, 2, 3. Might buy 1 more. We'll see. And that's it for this turn as I'm moving forward. So I'm isolating this unit here. Eventually want him gone. And I've got my carriers here, and it looks like through my reports here I've sunk 2 light carriers and a first line carrier, and I believe I also damaged another first line carrier, so it's gone back for repairs. So if they were planning an invasion of Guadalcanal here, so if they were planning on coming down with an invasion force, I pretty well have them set for a sort of counter-offensive. And there's the unit of supply. Let's move through the next turn. Okay, so that's interesting. There must have been a carrier group somewhere there. Okay, so the Shokaku got sunk. That's interesting. So once again, they came out after me, and they ended up getting a nosebleed out of it. So there's the supply interdiction. Okay, so I've got a retreat. Oh, there you go. So they tried to attack me. They tried to attack my 4 carriers, and they paid the price. Looks like their battleship got hit, and I sunk the last first line carrier, possibly. And when I look at the reports, wow. I think this game is almost basically over here. Again, the idea is to keep these here just in case somebody... Okay, so the ships do get attacked. Okay. Did they sink anything? No, they didn't sink anything, but... Well, that's good to know that they've got some fight left in them. I'm gonna refuel. This carrier unit needs some refueling. I've done very, very well and earned a good rest. Time to possibly switch commanders here. Port 6. What a big port. Port 6. So I'm going to go down to Naomi. It's 2 away, unfortunately. It's a 1. That's a 4. And do I have to do any repairs? Yeah, 1. So I'm going to need a higher port. So let's get that repaired. Okay. Didn't see this here. So before I do a surface action, I'm gonna go after them. Effectiveness is low. Lost another aircraft. I'm gonna let this guy rest. He's done a great deal. Looks like my cruiser took some hits, but looks like I sunk their cruiser and heavily damaged their other cruiser, having this retreat. I could have kept my carrier unit here to finish him off, but not a priority. God did a job with the carriers. Need to clear the fleets out so that I start getting supplies. Can almost start bringing this bomber up nice and slowly. I want to clear this island first. So this air unit is active, and I'm gonna check the range on this by pressing R. So if I switch this to air, I can reach it. Excellent. Excellent. So I'm gonna push R again. So this interceptor here is at 91%, which is perfect, and I need to start helping. Now it looks like I lost one, they didn't lose any, and I lost effectiveness to 73%. As you can see here, that's my effectiveness there. I'm low on trucks, should have bought some trucks, it didn't. But that could be easily rectified. Remember, Australia building trucks will end up being with the US eventually. I've got some choices here now. With 234, I could buy a Marine division. I think I'm going to go with a Marine division. Yes. I think I have all the aircraft I need. My carriers are being resupplied. I have my fleet, which can react. It's not a strong. It's a damaged cruiser. My defensive line is holding. And soon I'll be able to push hopefully the units back. I'm gonna check supply here if I can. 7587. So he's on the road here. If I flank him, I have to bring other units in here to flank him. So that's an option. So the idea behind this is if you can cut off the unit's supply, so if I'm, and this will be slow going because this is all jungle, I can get a unit in behind them and another unit beside in high ground. That may force this unit to retreat. Taking this hex here would also give me an airfield. This would force them to move over. So something to think about, but I think my priority here right now is to try to move up a little bit more. And it looks like what I need to be able to do is suppress this air unit. I have a big enough attack fleet that if I carry a Marine unit into the beachheads here and land here, I'll be in a good position to put pressure on Munda. And that seems to be the next objective to go after. So this concludes this video. It was actually a very lucky video for the Allies here. It looks like I've sunk, if not all their carriers, I don't know. I've sunk most of them, and at least 2 first-line carriers, and it seems that this scenario is going well. I've got my defensive line, as I've mentioned, and I've got my aircraft supporting, and now it's just a matter of working towards this destination, New Georgia group. So once again, everybody, thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day.